What's up guys, it's Tyler from ZZP here. Today I am going to talk about our new ZZP 3800/W body coilovers. This has been something that we've been working on for a while now, and we are extremely excited about them. We think they are a fantastic addition to our catalog, and we think that you guys are gonna love them. So today I just wanted to go over a quick overview about what we have, what comes in the box, kind of how to set them up. If you've ever had coilovers before, you probably know the process, but many of you haven't. So we thought this would be a great little video to kind of get you guys started. So in the box, with our ZZP W body coilovers, you are going to receive a set of the rears, a set of the fronts, and then your toolkit. And your toolkit is going to include your adjusting spanner wrenches, your damping adjustment knobs, these two little rubber grommets, and an exclusive sticker. So let's go over which is which, what you guys want to do before you install them, and kind of go from there. So on the table, like I said, we've got the rears on my left, the fronts on my right, and you'll notice some pretty distinct differences between the two. The front units are quite a bit smaller overall than the rears. The rears are going to have the more square top plate with no camber adjustment, and then the fronts are going to have your asymmetrical pattern here with camber adjustment. So once you get your stock fronts out, you will notice that there is a proper way to put each front in. They only go in one way, so if you get it up in there and the bolts don't line up, grab the other one. So kind of your quick overview on the fronts. Like I said, you've got the camber adjustment. You won't mess with this until you get it installed in the car. Once installed, you can loosen up these 4 bolts and move the assembly back and forth. And that's going to give you your negative or positive camber adjustment. Other people may want to use camber bolts. We have provisions in the bottom mount, so you can get a little more adjustment out of there, but really what most people will need is out of the front here. So once you've got it all installed in the car, you'll have this top portion, which is bolted to your strut tower plate, and then your bottom portion, which is obviously attached to the knuckle. So to adjust the height, like mentioned, you're gonna take this bottom locking ring, use your spanner wrench, and loosen it on up. You'll get it to the point where it can spin pretty freely. So you'll loosen that up. And so what you'll note is that when you're adjusting height, you're not actually adjusting the spring length or the preload on it like mentioned. You're spinning this whole section within this bottom mount. So once that's loose, and just to give a good representation here, we can go up quite a bit. There's over 3 inches of adjustability in the front and the rear, so you've got plenty of room to go where your heart desires. But once it gets to the height that you want, say I think that's good, you can spin it on down until it locks, and then tighten it back up with your spanner wrench. Now, guys in the north, you might want to put some anti-seize on the threads here, makes adjusting a lot easier. We all know how the rust is. But if for whatever reason you can't spin this whole thing by hand, or if it's too tough, you can take your spanner wrench and you can grab these upper rings and adjust from there. So you can move that, and then if you're going the opposite way, you can grab the top. What you don't want to ever do is loosen this bottom from the top and then adjust that height. These are preset, you don't need to mess with that. And again, spin it down, lock it by hand, and then take your spanner wrench and lock it in place all the way. Same thing goes for the rear. Height adjustment is just like stated. You loosen your bottom ring, and then you're actually spinning the whole thing. So same thing, don't touch this preload setting on the springs. It's not necessary. Past that, one thing that you'll notice is the adjustment knobs. We provide them separate from the actual units. That's because the rears are intended to stay in the car. The fronts you can actually remove. And we did this so you could have a little more hood clearance. So in the fronts, all you'll do is take one of your knobs on each side, slide it in there until it's clicked and you can see that it's in, and then right on the knob it has either your hard or your soft damping adjustments. So you'll turn that and you can actually feel the clicks. Now what I'd recommend and what we recommend to start off with would be 10 clicks from soft in the front and 15 clicks from soft in the rear. You know, this is all personal preference. It changes your amount of rebound and compression on the stroke here, so if you want your car set up like it's on rails, you can crank it all the way to hard. I personally wouldn't recommend that. I'd find a nice in between, but yeah, we give you those 32 clicks of adjustment so you can have it. On the rears, basically the same thing. The only difference here is you'll want to install the knobs before they go in the car, because once they're in and where the body comes over, you're not going to be able to get them back out. So you take your little rubber grommet, you pop it in, then you slide one of your knobs down in there. You'll see with the rubber it's nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to turn by itself. And again, just turn it to your preferred stiffness. Like mentioned, in the rear I'd start at about 15, go up from there. I think Bo set up our two cars that are running them around 15 in the front and 20 in the rear, but it's all going to be personal preference. You know, your tire size, your wheel width, your wheel height, your ride height. Play around with it. You know, get comfortable and then have some fun. Like I said, we think you guys will really love these. We love them on our cars. We think that they're a great product. We're still making more parts for you W Body guys. We'll catch you next time. Peace.